Howdy, folks, and welcome back. Creepy Kentucky in here.
I'm Uncle Bill. How's everybody doing,
I'm
boys?
doing great, Uncle Bill. We almost flooded, baby, but not quite.
Good Lord, man. Like, it is kind of crazy right now. Like, I don't think we could, go through one of these and not talk about
It's
some of this.
insanity. It's insanity. Half of Eastern Kentucky is underwater the time we're recording
And I
this.
mean, on a level that I don't think I've ever seen before. Like, when I look out my window right now, there's like a railroad track, like, right across the road here.
Mhm.
It's a river. Like, you can't even see the railroad. It's just a river. It's like a flowing river
So
going down.
you can't get out at all, right?
Yeah, I can get out. Like,
You
here's
can.
the weird
Okay.
part about it is now is like the front part, like where you come in, so we're only about like a quarter of a mile up here. So where you can come in at, we can get out that part because there's not any water across the road. But once you go up about 500 yards up from his house, like it's like all underwater, everything.
Wow. Yeah. So definitely everybody in Pikeville, J.C. Penney's is underwater. We're talking about that. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if I'm going to go to work tomorrow or just not even fool with it. I'll work from home or something. Because, I don't know if I can get to my work. That's the thing.
that's true. Like, how would you
The
even get in there?
I don't know. There's, might be blocked both ways. But tonight, we are taking a look at a patron requested review. This was actually his January request, Uncle Bill. We've been late with these lately, and I deeply apologize. But we are
We should be
doing.
caught up by this month, though.
Hopefully, he's got one
Yeah.
more request for February. Hopefully, we can get it in before the month is out. So, another A24 movie, and it seems like we've reviewed all A24 films, like pretty
I
much
think
all of them at this
we
point.
should have the whole catalog soon.
But no, we're
Yeah.
not even close. Not even close. But Yorgos, Nathaniamos,
Dominoes, Theomios. That's really a guy on here, Theomios.
the killing of a sacred deer from 2017.
What country is this out of, man? Ireland? Is that what it?
I have no idea.
I
I'm not
think it
sure.
is.
I thought it was made in the United States.
It says countries Ireland and UK. I was just curious about that. I was like, what's such a weird, like when you look at the cinematographer, the director, like they're all the writers, they're all like Eastern European names.
Colin Farrell stars, one of your favorites. One of Uncle Bill's favorite films of all time is Phone Booth. I don't know if you ever talked about that.
Oh yeah, that's a
Your
classic.
your deep love for Phone Booth, and
And Fright Night remake, yeah, I love that one too.
he's in that too, right? And but he's doing like a lot, recent years, a lot more just independent. I guess stuff that he really wants to do, right? He's not really doing. I don't know if he got kicked out of Hollywood or he just kind of turned his back on Hollywood or how that goes. But he's the lead in this. He's grown out a thick beard and he is playing a successful, rich doctor, a cardiologist, who seemingly has the perfect life. He's got this hot ginger wife, played by Nicole Kidman. He's got a couple of kids,
Right,
a boy and a girl,
right.
and everything. He's playing Doctor Stephen Murphy, and he has taken on mentoring this young 16-year-old kid by the name of Martin, who the doctor did surgery on his dad. I think it was like a year earlier or a couple of years earlier, and he died in the operating room. So he's taken on kind of a mentorship, a father figure, if you will, of Martin. And Martin is he's played by this actor by the name of Barry Keegan,
Yeah.
who's he's a peculiar character, right, Uncle Bill?
Yeah, and that's the one thing that's most unsettling to me about this movie, besides that character, is the way that he delivers his lines. Like, whatever that weird, like flat kind of dialogue, monotone, whatever shit is, like it's just really unsettling. And that's like throughout this movie. He really does a great job with that, and he starts to like develop this really like weird, unhealthy relationship with that guy, and like starts to like
Almost
I don't know,
stalk him.
stalk him and yeah, and like trying to get the mother and him hooked up and everything all the time, and like just very odd. Like,
Yeah, Alicia Silverstone is in this playing the horny mother who's really wanting a piece of the doctor as well.
right.
And Martin's wanting to hook him up. He's wanting actually the doctor to be his new dad and all this. And he's also friends with the doctor's kids, especially the older girl. And there's some weird shit that goes on between them two.
It kind of it all kind of leads up to this really weird scene that I wasn't expecting at all. So all of a sudden one day, like that's Steve's son, by the way, in the movie, Bob. He wakes up and he's like paralyzed, and like they can't figure out anything that's wrong with him. He goes to the hospital. They can't figure this out. Don't know what's happening, and come to find out that like Martin kind of explains that in order to like set things straight with them for like what happened with his father, the operation and everything, that um, he's got to kill a member of his own family, or you know, Bob will die.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob just keeps getting worse and worse with no real reason why.
And then it goes on to the daughter. She gets the same symptoms, sick as well.
Yeah.
And, it kind of spirals out of control without giving too much of it away. It's one of those bizarre ass movies, especially towards the end, like some of the final sequences in the film. Just very, very odd.
It's a movie that's really almost impossible to put into words.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to review a movie like this other than what we've already done to get you to really understand just how odd a lot of the scenes in it are, and how the one thing that got me was just the way the dialogue is delivered and stuff too. So just bizarre. But I'm not sure how to like recommend this movie or explain this movie or know who would like this movie. Like, I guess if you're into A24 films and like
Art
maybe
house
like
movies.
David Lynch style films, yeah, you probably would, because this movie is clearly like a metaphor for something else. Like, it's not a face value type of movie because nothing in it makes any sense. It's got to be a metaphor for something.
It is well made. Our
Yeah.
buddy Yorgos is a very talented filmmaker. Visually it looks really good and everything, and the acting is really good in it.
I'd heard that he was really big on Kubrick, and that's where a lot of the shots in the film come from. Is like you'll notice too, like a lot of those gliding kind of camera shots following people around and stuff that Kubrick would do, like from behind and stuff. That's in there a lot. You'll notice a lot of the big widescreen shots that like kind of pan in on something specific. That's in there too.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean the lead in it, the boy that plays Martin, Barry, I think he was older than the character he's playing. He's a short, like I think he's Scottish as well, or he's British or something
Irish
like
or
that.
something. Yeah.
And he pulls off that age, man. I mean, it's believable, and you can tell that there's more going on. There's more than meets the eye. It's like fucking Transformers with this kid,
Right.
and
Well, he's apparently pretty popular now. Like, cause he was in Dunkirk. Like, that was a big movie. He played a big part in that. He was in the Eternals, that awful movie that bombed. Saltburn, that was another one that like people really, really liked, that got like critical success. I mean, he's a fairly well known actor in the critical circles. I'd never fucking heard of him, but like he's apparently pretty well known.
you know what his name is?
Yeah. But you go ahead and tell me.
It's Barry Keoghan.
Yay!
So yeah, this has definitely got the A24 pretentious stank on it. So if you don't like that sort of thing, you probably wouldn't like this movie. I enjoyed it for what it was, But like a lot of A24 movies, is it something that I'll rewatch?
Yes, you'll
Again,
rewatch it all the time.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll
Just
see.
see Nicole Kidman.
Yeah. Nicole Kidman still looked like kind of a normal person at this point. This is before, they
Are you
laid
trying
the
to say she's
plastic
not?
to her.
She doesn't look normal now?
I mean, she looks normal for like a fucking Barbie doll or something, right? Plasticky.
I can't explain what she looks like now.
Oh,
Kind of looks like Charlotte
$2.
Flair. Like that's what she looks like.
Jeez. What the hell? Why the fuck, like, how old is Charlotte Flair? She's not even,
She can't even
she's
be
still in her
probably
30s.
40. Yeah.
She's still in her 30s, right? Why do they feel the need to do that at such a young age?
Dude, I was just talking to Savannah about this yesterday. So apparently, like, there is a new thing now where like younger and younger people are getting plastic surgery and they're getting like fillers and all that stuff done and like all these like butt lifts and shit at like in like their late 20s and 30s and stuff. It's like, dude, you're gonna look like a fucking melted candle by the time you're 45 years old. You're gonna look like a fucking jack-o'-lantern 2 months out. Like, do not do that shit.
You know
That's a
what I
horrible
like,
idea.
though? Pamela Anderson, who at one time was probably one of the most beautiful women that ever lived, right?
Yeah.
She has done the exact opposite. She has not done
yeah.
anything. She doesn't even wear makeup anymore.
Yep.
So, I kind of commend her for that. But this movie, Yorgos Lanthimos, it was weird. It was very odd. It was enjoyable, but is it something that I can highly recommend? Probably not. I think some people will get a kick out of it if you're into the artsy fartsy, let's smell our own fart sort of movie. But
Well, there's a bunch of theories about this movie and what it really means. And it's one of those movies where it's very open to interpretation, but like one thing that I think is universally been said about it, and maybe even by the director, is that it's a movie about God or gods and things like that. So you can interpret that like a million different ways after you watch this movie.
Well, you can interpret anything you want to interpret, but the first thing that I think that a film should do is entertain you. And this
Right.
one kind of did, but I didn't care about it enough to actually give a shit about what he's trying to say in it. I mean, come on.
Well, he fucking put a lot of work into this, so you should care about what he's trying to say.
Congratulations, Yorgos.
He wanted you to figure this shit out
But yeah, this
and
is
grow as a person.
2017.
And here you are shitting all over it.
Not really. I'm shitting with it.
Well, you just say he said you won't figure out his vision. He wants you to figure it out. He's like Juby.
I'm
He
not-
wants to be
I
fucking
don't-
figured out.
I'm not going to be going back. I don't think there's going to be a documentary about people with like theories about what this movie means. Maybe I'm wrong.
You don't think it'll be like a Shining type of thing where they make a documentary one day?
No.
Probably not. You're
They'll
right.
call it Bob. Be the name of the documentary.
Bob.
Bob. But that is The Killing of a Sacred Deer from 2017. Our buddy Dumile, William, is the one that requested this. So thank you very much, sir. And interesting movie. He always throws these oddball movies. A lot of the A24 stuff that we've reviewed has been directly from him. So
Yep.
I'm sure we'll have more here in the near future.
Hell yeah. Big thanks as always to anybody that recommends these movies. Like, I'm not saying that this one is my favorite of the ones that he's recommended, but I will say that I enjoy the fact that he keeps throwing these things out there that actually have a little bit deeper meaning. Like, he could be fucking giving us Marvel movies or something. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
God. Yeah, that's true.
so I'll take anything like this over having to watch stuff like that, like DC, Marvel, Disney, like
Right.
any day.
So we definitely appreciate it. But that is it for the review. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will catch you guys next time over at
.com.
I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to click.
You haven't been liking them, you haven't been subscribing to them, you haven't clicked the bell or notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
Do you hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now if you want us to continue to bring greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
Here's what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now, and then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram and help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So deadpitonpatreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing around us, folks, but send us money.